Today, algebra, we are going over CO4, which is writing, interpreting, and evaluating algebraic expressions. This is, so two of the most anxiety-ridden things when it comes to math are fractions, because there's so many different rules for all the different operations, so it's difficult to understand in general, and word problems, right? Because in a word problem, you have to take the information that's important out of the question, write the equation or the expression yourself, and then solve it. But unfortunately, word problems are kind of how the world throws math at you. You're not going to be, sitting and all of a sudden an equation just appears right in front of you, right? You have to figure out, what do I need to do to solve this problem? What operations are involved? Are there any variables? Blah, 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 blah. Okay? And because our language is what it is, there's lots of different words and phrases that can mean all these various operations. And so that's what we're going to talk about today. But first, let's define a couple things. What is an expression? And not expression like a facial expression, but in the mathematical sense. Yeah. I could not have said it better myself. Very good. A mathematical statement. Wow. Okay. And what separates an expression from an equation? Right? Because sometimes, if I have 3 plus 2 here, someone might refer to that as an equation, but it really isn't. What's the difference between an expression and an equation? Lily?
An equal sign.
An equal sign. You're on it today. Yeah, an equal sign. Okay, an equation is an equal sign because an equal sign gives something value, and an equation describes value. Okay, we're not going to be dealing with equations today, though. We are dealing with expressions. So none of the things on the page have an equal sign. How about a variable? You've dealt with these in science before. I know we've solved for them before. This is a definition that you are familiar with. Variable. Nolan.
Like a thing part, like it's a part of the equation.
Part of an expression.
Yeah.
Okay, but what's its purpose? What does it do?
To find out what it is. The variable, like n.
Okay, so a variable could be a letter like n, and what does n represent?
A number.
A number that we don't know or want to solve for, right? Yep. So a variable is an unknown value. And is usually represented by a letter. Okay? N, X, Y are probably the 3 most common, but it really could be any letter. It could be a symbol. It could be just a blank space, right? It's really just an unknown. Okay? Now we're to the fun part here, filling out the table. Give me some words or phrases that include addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. Josie.
Plus.
Less. Okay.
Plus.
Plus. Plus would go under addition, right? 8 plus 7. Okay. Peyton. Less. And I'm going to add a word on to that. Less than. Okay. Less than. And when you write this in here, I want you to star it, or underline it, or somehow highlight it, gentlemen. Because there's something special that goes with the phrase less than. Okay? If I write 8 less than 10, how does that look as an expression? 8 less than 10. Dominic. Yeah, why is the 10 first, Dominic?
It's 8 less than 10.
It says 8 less than 10, right? The way this is phrased here, if it's 8 less than 10, 10 was you're starting with, right? And then you're taking 8 less than that. So when you see this phrase, and it does appear on your page, okay, pay attention. The order's actually reversed. And does that make sense?
Yes.
Why is the order reversed here? Why is 8 less than 10 actually written as 10 minus 8?
Because if it's 8 less than 10, that means there's 8 less than 10. Yeah, there's 2.
Yes. Okay. And it's because, right, you're starting with 10 and taking 8 less than that. So star that in your chart, please. Yes. More than for addition. Good. Nolan. Sum. That is the answer to an addition expression. Okay. What's the let's just cover all these here. What's the subtraction equivalent to sum? What means the answer to a subtraction expression? Anthony.
Difference.
Difference. Okay. If we want to find the difference of our ages, you take my age and subtract yours. That will give us the difference or the change, right? Multiplication. What is the answer to a multiplication expression? William, you were all over that for a second there. What popped in your head?
Times.
Times. Okay, that does mean multiplication, but it's not the answer to a multiplication expression. Tristan?
I know of two. There's factor and quotient.
Quotient actually is with division. Quotient is the answer to a division expression. Factor isn't really an operation. It describes how a number relates to another, but it's not really an operation. Another try?
Oh.
No, but of does mean to multiply, and I'm gonna add the word groups with that. Groups of, like 4 groups of 3 would be 12 total. Adrian, you got this.
For subtraction.
No, we're on the answer to a multiplication. I want to get this one down before we run out of space. The answer to a multiplication. Dominic. Product is correct. Product is the answer to a multiplication expression. All right, Adrian, what'd you have?
Minus.
Minus, yes. And I'm going to write that one below here because I've got one more kind of tricky subtraction thing. Because with subtraction, order makes a difference. Go ahead.
Subtracted by.
Ooh, do you know what the other one is?
And subtracted by.
Well done. Subtracted by versus subtracted from. Subtracted by versus subtracted from. Okay. One of those phrases should be starred like less than, because one of those phrases means you would switch the order of the way it's presented to you. Which one would have us switch the order? So that is, if this said 8 subtracted by 10, would it be switched or be the same versus 8 subtracted from 10? Zoe. Yes, very good. Okay, I'll even give you a button for that. Okay. 8 subtracted from 10. Because just like less than, 8 subtracted from 10 means you're starting with 10 and taking 8 from that.
Can you imagine how mad they would all got if I gave you the MCU button? That would have been.
I wouldn't have cared.
Oh,
They totally would have just like.
very good. Okay, so subtracted from, less than, 2 tricky phrases. Make sure they're starred in your binary. Other things, we got 5 spaces to fill out. Lily.
Addition is added to.
Added to. Good. Others for multiplication or division. Maya.
Division is divided by.
Divided by. Others. Nolan.
Multiplication is multiplied by.
Multiplied by. Division, I'm going to play off that groups of. The word groups can also be associated with division. But the phrase changes slightly. Yeah? We're coming to that next, yes. But for the word groups, how could you use the word groups with division also?
How many groups are there?
Okay, it's a preposition that I'm looking for.
Wait, no, how many like groups of like the numbers?
So groups of would be multiplication, but if you're putting something into groups, that's division. Okay? When the teacher divides you, to sneeze, into groups of 3, you're being divided evenly into groups of whatever the number is. Okay, so groups of versus into groups. The word groups can be associated with multiplication or division. You have to look for those other words that are around it. Lily brought up things like half or third. Half, third, they do mean division. What does the word half mean as far as division is concerned? What are you dividing by? Take half of something. What are you dividing by?
5.
Not for half. Nope, not for half. If you take half something, you're dividing something into how many groups?
2.
2. Okay, when you take half of something, you are dividing by 2. If you take a third of something, what are you dividing by? 3, right? A fourth is divided by 4, a fifth is divided by 5, so on and so forth. There's one for multiplication we didn't put down that kind of goes along with this half, third thing, and it's double and triple, right? If you double something, you're multiplying by 2. Take half of something, you're dividing by 2. You triple something, you're multiplying by 3. A third of something is dividing by 3. Okay? Questions on this chart? Yeah.
Would addition, like, would there be all together?
Yes, very good. Total or all together. When you see your receipts from Target down at the bottom, it says total. What it's done is it's added all your prices together, right? All together, you spent this much. Excellent.
So,
Did you want?
I thought that was you.
Oh, you thought? Oh, sorry. Anything else?
I was gonna say like your shade.
Oh.
Yeah, but I don't know if I still like your shade.
I would get glasses.
That was a new one. Okay.
Okay.
Let's get down to the practice work here. Basically, you are given this verbal phrase. You are writing it as an expression. And then don't skip out on the evaluation part. Evaluate when n equals 2. So all of these contain a variable. You need to write the expression and then evaluate that expression when you plug in 2 for said variable. So the first one, the quotient of 16 and a number, what is that going to look like? What's the key word that you pull out of here? Quotient, right? And quotient means what? Division. What are you dividing?
16 and 2.
So there you go. 16 divided by n, right? If you want to write that vertically, 16 over n, because remember a fraction means division, okay? But then you got to plug in 2 for n, and 16 divided by 2, you get 8 as an answer. 16 divided by 2 equals 8. The next one, the product of a number and -7. What's the key word?
Product.
Product means what? Multiplication, right? So we're multiplying. What are we multiplying? So 2, but a number and -7, okay? And if you think back to last year, when you've got a variable and a number being multiplied, which typically is written first?
The negative one.
The number,
Yeah.
okay? It's called a coefficient, right? And so even though it would be okay to write this as n times -7, mathematicians are inherently lazy people. And if we can figure out a way to save us writing that little dot there, we're going to do it. And so we did, okay? You could write this as -7n, just right next to each other like that. When you've got a number and a variable right next to each other, then it means that you're multiplying. You couldn't do that if you put the n first, because now it looks like n minus 7, which is not what you want to say, right? So if you put the number first, followed by the variable, you save countless hours of dotting, which is important, because you could spend that time doing lots of other things. Yeah.
I can do the whole bunch of all myself to get the MCU. All myself this time.
What?
You can actually choose which one.
I put all the
Put
answers
all-
down. I tell you all
You
the
should let
answers
him
right
do it.
now for the MCU.
Let him try.
I have to
Oh, I'm
all my
nervous. I mean,
papers
that's not an MCU
You said you can pick one. You said you can pick one.
You
question.
can pick which one
But
I do.
let's finish this one first here. Plugging in 2 for n, -7 times 2. What do we get? Good job, everybody. Negative 14. Yes.
Yay.
Okay. The next one's got a comma. 12 times a number minus 3. What does that comma tell us? What does it do?
Parentheses.
Yeah, it separates one operation from the other. You got two of them here, right? 12 times a number minus 3. Okay? Now, if we write this 12 times a number minus 3, or someone said parentheses, 12 times a number minus 3, are those two things different as far as how we would solve them?
No.
No. So are parentheses necessary here?
No.
No.
But you could use it if you wanted.
You could if you wanted to. Yes, but they're not necessary. Okay? So 12 times a number minus 3. And the reason why they're not necessary is because we do the multiplication first anyway. Right? That's the whole thing there. So now plugging in 12 times 2 minus 3, 21. Right? 24 minus 3 is 21. Nolan, the next one. Twice the sum of a number and 6. What'd you put down?
Okay, so what you do is twice the sum. So the sum is addition, right?
Yep.
And the number is 2. So you have. And then,
Well, read it to me with the variable first, because that's what you need to write down first.
Okay. So
We'll plug into.
okay, it's the twice means times.
Yes.
Yep. So it's 2. So it's
You're fumbling.
You know he can do it.
No, this is on. You said anything. You said pick one.
I'll do it.
You got this, Nolan. I believe in you.
Okay, so 2 times 2 is 4.
No. With the variable first. Don't plug in 2 yet.
6. 6.
What is the express? What's your hand on, Eddie? What is the expression here? What are we going to be plugging? Like here, we wrote the expression we plugged 2 into, right? Here we wrote the expression we plugged 2 into. Here we wrote the expression. What's the expression?
6. Shut up, please. 6. 6 plus 2, right? Okay, and then times 2. What? Yeah, and then you times it by 2, which is 24. No, 6. Wait, no, 8 times 2, which is 16.
Where are you getting this 8 and the 2s and stuff from?
6 plus 2. 6 plus 2 equals 8, and then times 2 is 16.
But where are you getting this 2 from?
The 2?
Yeah.
You want
I want the n.
the n?
Yes, write the expression. See how I have an n here, an n here, an n here? Write the expression.
Twice the sum of a number and 6. Okay, so it's n and 6. Yeah.
So n and 6.
Okay, so okay, so you do 6 plus 2. Oh no, sorry, 6 plus n, right? Because n's 2, right? And
We're not there yet though. Where's I want the expression. So use n. Yes,
okay,
use n.
and
So 6 plus n.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. Twice the sum. So times the equation. The equation, right? Times what 6 plus n is.
Okay. Let's tap in. That was a valiant effort. Let's tap in here. Dominic.
Alright, so you want to do 6 plus n,
Okay.
and then put it in parentheses. You want the sum
Okay.
of 6 plus n, and then you times that by 2.
Brilliant. Okay. 3, 2, 1. You are quiet. Okay. So this one does require parentheses because it says we want twice, which is multiplying by 2, twice the sum of a number and 6. Remember that word sum means the answer to an addition expression. So Nolan, you were dancing around the key here, which is we need that 6 plus n. We need to know what that is first, right? And then we double it. Then we multiply by 2. Okay? So this is what you should have. You could also have 2 times n plus 6. That's 6 plus n plus 6. That order doesn't make a difference. Okay? But it does need to be in parentheses. Even though there's no comma there, that use of the word sum means we need that answer first. Okay? Plug in 2 for this. Order of operations, 2 plus 6 is 8. Times 2, 16 is your answer here. Okay? 16 is your answer here. We have a couple minutes left. I want you to finish this page for homework, just this first page of CO5. We'll do the second page tomorrow. It's a mass day tomorrow as well, so another short period. But let's play the number game tomorrow. Everybody do their part. Get your homework done. Just this page. That's how you math.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.